ACCA December 2024 SBL exam Pre-Scene Information Analysis Part 2. This is Zeynep Marjan. Today we are going to do a macro-environmental analysis using PESTEL. Let's start with P, political. From the case study, we know that Harland is an advanced and prosperous country that usually comes with political stability, which is good for events management businesses because in an unstable country, people will be less willing to go to events. However, we also know that while there is stable governance, there are changes in regulations such as health and safety, data protection, and the more stringent regulations are going to mean that EMBs, event management businesses, are going to have a harder time. They are going to need to work more to ensure compliance. Policy on public spending. New infrastructure investments such as new venues is going to provide new opportunities for events and hence events management businesses. Not only venues, but even having the public transport options to return home from an event. For example, having the subway working after midnight is going to help people go to an event and return from that event, for example, from a concert, to their home. So they're going to be more willing to go to events. So having the public transport investment, having more venues is going to help event management businesses. Virtual conferences. We know that government hired some event management businesses to host a series of virtual conferences. And 23% of total clients are public sector clients. So what's going to happen if the government decides to have more virtual events, if they decide to choose the more sustainable option? Obviously, that portion of the market will grow. Economical. Harland's economic performance will directly impact the demand for both corporate and private events. If there's a recession, for example, corporations will have less budget to organize events and individuals will have less disposable income to buy tickets. High inflation is another issue. We are mentioned that in the case study. High inflation can leave individuals with less disposable income and decrease ticket sales, which in turn will decrease fee income for event management businesses. Increasing interest rates can lead to higher borrowing costs, which leads to higher debt repayments and creates a liquidity risk. Social. We know that client expectations are increasing. All three types of clients in Harland are increasingly expecting events management businesses to provide creative and innovative ideas to ensure events are well managed. So events management businesses are going to need to work harder in this already competitive industry to satisfy those expectations. We also know that awareness of environmental impact of events is increasing. This can increase popularity of virtual events. Keep in mind that in general, events are not considered a sustainably okay option even. Now, the larger the event, for example, think about Olympics, the more infrastructure you need for that event. And if you are not doing that event repeatedly in the same place, for example, in the case of Olympics, you need a new infrastructure investment every 4 years in a different part of the world, which usually is not really used after the event. So when you think of those terms, even for example, for big music concerts, people travel from cities all over the country. Think of a Taylor Swift concert in a European capital. People are coming from all over Europe, not only from, for example, for a concert in Berlin, they are not only coming from other German cities. People are traveling from bordering countries. So this is also having an environmental impact. In general, having a virtual event is a much more sustainable option. Technological advancements offer opportunities to streamline operations, use data analytics to gain competitive advantage, and attract tech-savvy clients. This can also help satisfy the expectations we just talked about. Live streaming of events is what enables event management businesses to deliver virtual events, so that's good. However, keep in mind that cyber attacks are going to be an even bigger issue for virtual events. You need an extra layer of security. Environmentally, reduction in predictability of weather patterns is an issue because you need to cancel or delay events because the patterns are no more predictable, and this will come at a cost. Again, increased awareness of environmental impact of events has another effect here. It can create reputational harm from negative environmental impacts. If you are leaving a big environmental footprint while organizing an event, this can cause reputational risk for your corporation. Legal risks are connected to increasing regulations. For example, increased health and safety legislations are going to increase cost of compliance. Increased data security and protection means that there can be fines and sanctions if the regulation is breached. And stringent employee rights means there can be employment disputes and strikes. And usually the more employee rights means that you will have more labor costs.